Well, it's still 20XX somewhere. So today we're going to fight Dive Man. Is this stage going to be a bar? So Dive Man has, if not my favorite song in Mega Man 4, then my favorite song intro. God, what a good-ass intro. So, it's a good thing we got Rush Marine earlier because it's actually really useful for this stage. It's basically just a repurposed rush jet that can shoot bullets while underwater. Well, I mean, I think it might be able to shoot bullets normally, it just can't move if it's outside of water. So, this stage has some interesting mini-bosses, and also, I should have a word of warning for jumping between screen transitions. Not that one, you can jump there if you want, but here we're going to test out the old Rain Flush against the Whale mini-boss. As I said, this is a screen nuke, and it works fairly well against the Whale. The Whale's worst attack is that homing missile, which attacks really quickly and, as the name suggests, homes in on you. So it's really hard to dodge. Otherwise, it's trying to draw you in with its vacuum attack and just sort of drop tiny mines on you, which can be difficult to maneuver between, so even its more predictable attack is actually not half bad. Now, I will say the stage can be a little bit repetitive, though. I do like the tile set, though. This is a good-looking area. I think this is supposed to be like some kind of... Oh, thanks, Eddie. Like sea research place, laboratory, names, But, yeah, it's a nice-looking one. Pretty good water stage. And as always, I should note that I still am fine with Mega Man water stages because water just gives you more jump height, so it's actually kind of fun to play in, even if you're not using the Rush Marine. Okay, you can jump here, that's fine, but we've got another whale boss, so, more of this, I guess, and he really likes using that missile. And of course this time I don't have Rain Flush, so just gotta use the old drill bombs, which kinda killed him quicker. Alright, so there's a hole right here, fall down it. And it's one of these sections, in which there's just a whole lot of spikes. Thankfully this one's not too rude, you only really need to veer right a little, and we fall down and grab the wire, an ability which is kinda useless in this stage. Basically it just wires you up to the ceiling so you can just, like, attach and get to platforms above you. It's super situational, the balloon is way more useful. And slightly less risky to get if we're being honest. Okay, gonna change stuff right here, because I need Rush Marine. Now, unfortunately we do have to fight the Whale mini-boss again. So let's see how Dust Crusher works on this guy. I will admit I'm not an expert when it comes to boss weapon damage outputs in any Mega Man game. I don't know the values, but that also seemed to kill pretty quickly, so hey, that also works. I do appreciate that we get, you know, variety. Different things work pretty well. It's not just one weapon that's viable against the mini-boss. Okay, so now these up and down water sections are actually kind of risky because it can just murder us. Just straight up. Just trying to squish you. The mines explode when you get near them, but I think you can touch them and you're fine. Okay, there, right there. It wasn't this recording session, it was the first time I tried to record Mega Man 5 way back when. I eventually lost that footage because of a computer dying, but I remember distinctly jumping on the screen transition so high that I just spawned inside of the spike there, and I died, and I will never forget that. Anyway, here's Dive Man. So, I'm kind of fond of Dive Man because I really like his description. Apparently, he suffers from motion sickness, which might be because he can just fucking launch himself like a torpedo, which the wiki describes as, you know, being due to a design mistake. Whoops, we just made it so we can corkscrew spin into his enemies. How did that happen? But anyway, it is actually kind of a difficult attack because he sort of homes in on your position. If he uses it multiple times in a row, he can actually hit you pretty easily. It's a lot more difficult than his missile attack because he can just shoot his missiles. So, yeah, surprisingly difficult boss to no-hit run against. You know, beating him isn't too bad. He's one of the easier bosses, but he's pretty good at zoning ya. He can get you where he wants without too much issue. But for defeating him, we get the dive missile, which is a pretty good weapon, and with that, the diver's down. So, next time on Mega Man 5, only 2 robot masters remain. I'm looking to my right, and I can only see blood.